Right now in Season 20, we're basically on the cusp of a complete redesign of how certain cosmetics work in Apex. Because what we're used to and what we know is that during collection events, you're able to complete the collection event by unlocking all of the skins, which normally ends up costing around $100. And once you complete a collection event, you will receive the heirloom reward, which most of the time is a prestige skin or a legend heirloom, or on some very rare occasions, a peacekeeper skin. But let's try and forget about that. But Season 20 changed things, and Apex is undergoing a lot of changes, and the future of Apex is getting pretty weird, because this season we had the first ever universal artifact added to the game, which was the Cobalt Guitar, and it was part of the Shadow Society collection event, which followed the same theme as the Final Fantasy crossover event in the way that it was a much bigger event. It had 36 cosmetics that you could obtain, and you could only obtain them through the special event packs, which most people would end up having to buy every single event pack to get the Cobalt Guitar heirloom reward. Well, it's not really an heirloom, it's an artifact, as Apex are calling it now. So these events end up costing a lot more, much closer to $250, which is an extreme amount to pay. And these artifacts didn't come to the heirloom shop after the event, so you can't craft them with heirloom shards. The only way to get them was to spend that crazy price tag. But Apex is changing, and they're actually introducing a whole new currency called exotic shards, which will allow you to craft these artifact sets and more. So thanks to Carl Rindo, he actually shared this screen right here where you can see this whole new currency, this green glowing gem called exotic shards, and it says here that you're able to purchase artifact set items and reactive weapon skins with exotic shards, and these will be earnable through Apex packs and purchasable. So similar to heirloom shards, you're able to get them in Apex packs. Now apparently they won't affect your heirloom shard chance, and they won't reset your counter. They're a completely different type of currency. As for how rare they are, I'm not sure. As for how many you need to unlock the artifact, again, I don't know. But it is interesting that it says they're also purchasable, so you can actually just buy them outright, just like you can with Apex coins. So in the future, if you want to get these artifacts, you won't have to necessarily buy out the entire event. You could just buy them outright, or you could get lucky and get them in packs. And if you do manage to get insanely lucky to open an heirloom or exotic shard Apex pack, you want to probably share that moment online or with your friends. Well, to make sure you don't miss out on the opportunity to share your best moments on social media or with your friends, you can clip all of your best in-game moments automatically with Outplayed. I could also directly share my clips from the Outplayed app straight to YouTube, TikTok, or whichever platform you prefer. So if you're going to be playing the new Legend next season, then don't miss out on free internet points and share your best clips. And I'll show you just how easy Outplayed is to set up. So if you're on PC, you can download Outplayed. There's a link in the description. And once you have that open, you can set it up to capture the entire game if you'd like, or you can manually capture clips by pressing a hotkey throughout the game, or my favorite feature is by using the highlight. This way, Outplayed will automatically save clips when I get a kill, or an assist, or if I revive a teammate, or even if I die. And after each session of playing Apex, it nicely sorts them in a designated folder, so you can go back and look at all the gameplay. And luckily, Outplayed sponsored this video, so big thanks to them, because it really comes in handy when you want people to know that you just did something funny or insane in Apex. But what are these artifacts? What other artifacts are even coming to the game? Well, it seems in the upcoming seasons, Apex is actually halting the new Legend heirlooms, which really does suck, as there's a lot of Legends that would have had some amazing heirlooms. For example, Newcastle, we know his heirloom was on the way. We have Mad Maggie's heirloom, which is still not in the game, which a lot of people have had some incredible ideas for. I even posted a video showing what it would look like if Mad Maggie's heirloom was Fuser's arm that was blown off. Obviously, that's just a little bit of fun, but these are all heirlooms that I was really hoping to see sometime soon, and well, they're just basically cancelled for the foreseeable future, because instead, they're releasing more artifacts, but the artifacts aren't even interesting, because all they are reskin versions of the Cobalt Guitar. They look no different. They literally look exactly like the Cobalt Guitar, but you know, with different colors or slightly different effects. You know, you could get a red one, you could get a blue one, you can get a green one with maybe a fancier handle or a slightly different aesthetic to it. But overall, they're basically just going to be releasing new reskin versions of the Cobalt Guitar as artifacts in upcoming events next season and in following seasons. And the reason they're releasing the same thing over and over again is because you'll actually be able to customize these artifacts. If you have more than one artifact, you're able to choose different parts of it and swap them out. For example, you could choose which blade you want, you could choose which handle you want, you can choose which power core you want, which will ultimately change what visual effects it has. For example, the Cobalt Guitar has the blue skull power core, core, which gives it the blue lighting effect. And finally, you can choose which Deathbox skin it comes with. So they plan to just keep releasing these artifacts so that people need to have multiple of them to be able to customize and make their own unique versions. But in my opinion, these are so much worse than heirlooms because they are just reskin versions of the same thing. There's not much variety and there's nothing special about them. There's no tie to Legends lore. Like with the Legend heirlooms, they have special animations that tie in with the lore. There's literally a Wraith pullout animation for her heirloom where the Voidwalker Wraith hands it to her through a portal. Isn't that so cool? And you just don't get anything like that with the Cobalt Guitar. The Cobalt Guitar literally has a few boring animations and that's it. So why would I spend money purchasing exotic shards to get a reskin version of the Cobalt Guitar just so I can mix and match the blades? In my opinion, this is a really bad path that Apex is going down, and I hope they rethink it and they just keep giving us Legend heirlooms because I think that's what most of us want. But I completely missed out one big part of these exotic shards. Reactive weapon skins can also be purchased with exotic shards, which means they plan on bringing back a lot more reactive skins. Obviously, we still have reactive skins at the end of every battle pass, but what they've recently started doing, as we've seen in Season 20, is they've been making recolored versions of reactive weapon skins from previous battle passes. Right now in Season 20, we can all earn the free flatline recolor. But don't get used to it because it doesn't look like they're going to be giving away these recolors for free for much longer. Instead, you're going to be able to buy them with exotic shards, and some of the recolors that they have planned is the Havoc reactive recolor, which we actually saw in a recent glitch in Apex. A lot of people had it in their inventory. You can see this nice blue Havoc reactive recolor, which you're going to end up having to buy. Again, we've been told that they are planning an R99 reactive recolor of the Season 7 R99, but apparently it's a purple and gold color scheme with it, so I'm not sure what that will look like. I think Crowrindo did tease a tiny bit of what that looks like, so that is one that's coming as well, which again, you'll be able to buy with exotic shards. So it looks like maybe we'll be getting a whole new store for reactive recolors, or maybe even brand new reactive skins that you have to use this whole new currency to buy. So let me know, what do you think of them adding a whole new currency, which you have to ultimately get lucky by getting out of packs, or you have to spend a lot of money on just to get these artifacts, which in my opinion, no one really asked for these. And I'd much rather stick to normal Legend heirlooms. As new Legends come out, just give us their heirloom a little bit earlier, or at least make these universal artifacts a lot more unique and different. Don't just make them all the exact same Cobalt Guitar model and just slightly change the effect. So hopefully that gives you an insight on what we can expect in the future of Apex in terms of these cosmetics and this whole new currency. It did come as a shock to me that they're releasing a whole new currency, but at the end of the day, it's EA and they gotta make their money somewhere. Of course, this information has all come from leaks, so EA or Respawn haven't actually told us their plans just yet, so we can be optimistic and hope that they have a good way of going around this, but they have a pretty bad track record, and with the price of the Cobalt Guitar being so high, I don't think it's looking great for our wallet. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on all of this, and let me know if you have any heirlooms in Apex, and which Legends heirloom were you most excited for?